Welcome back to my 25K Funding Talent Challenge. This is my journey. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Marcelino back with another. I think this is episode 15, episode 16. I'm not too sure what episode exactly it is, but it is Monday of week 4, the first day of week 4. So yeah, guys, I am quite excited. I'm actually quite hacked at myself, if I should be honest with you. I'm quite pissed at myself. So yeah, let me explain exactly why I'm pissed at myself. So this morning, what happened was I woke up feeling like it's going to be a great week, like it's going to be a great day. Now, to be fair, in all honesty, the markets were good today. It was good market conditions to be trading. New York and London, really good market conditions to be trading, in my opinion, personally. If you didn't catch any trades, you're better off than me. Your account didn't change. It's not positive, it's not negative, it's exactly the same. Whereas me, I caught 2 L's. So it's tough because, like, the weekend I focused on mindfulness, and first of all, I finished the self-discipline book, which is really great. uh I'll hook you guys up with a name in the next video on that self-discipline book. It's a great book, right? And then I finished when I finished that book, I started reading or listening to a different audio book on mindfulness for beginners, because obviously I'm not advanced in that type of thing. So what I'm really trying to do is just like get mindful, be more aware of like what I'm thinking, my thoughts in certain situations, and then also be aware of my actions in certain situations. And I figured this is also going to help with my trading and help across my whole life. So that's the book that I was reading, mindfulness for beginners, for the weekend. And then what did I do this morning? Like, I wasn't mindful at all. I wasn't aware of what I was doing at all. I just acted out of impulse. I acted out of, like, it was so impulsive in nature that I had, like, looking back on it, when I was in German, I was pushing weights, and I was just telling myself, like, geez, like, that it wasn't necessary to do that. So ultimately what happened was I took a GJ trade, it lost, and my rules say walk away for 5 to 10 minutes, come back, and then you can maybe see if there's another trade. If there is, then by all means go ahead and take it. And if I did that, I would have probably be able to see that GJ is shifting from buy bias to sell bias on lower time frames. And I didn't do that. Shit. Me, I thought, no, this is the right direction. This thing's going up. It's going up. The 4H is up. So it's going up. And that bitch didn't go up. It did not go up, guys. Like, that's the fucked up thing. Like, you never right in trading. You never really know that you are ever right in trading. So, like, obviously hindsight is 20/20 vision in trading. Like, you know exactly. You can say, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have. But in the moment, like, I wasn't thinking properly. And I think I need to add, so obviously the rules were 2 trades a day so that I can minimize losses, but I didn't account for this type of emotional reactions from myself, you know what I mean? So what I'm doing now, I'm adjusting in real time. I'm adjusting that plan of 2 trades a day, and I'm making it. I mentioned to you guys that I'm gonna increase the trades a day, but the risk per day is staying the same, 0.5%, until we hit 4% on the account. Then it can go to 1% per day. Okay, so the point is this, like, what I'm doing now, my adjustment is gonna be, if I take a loss in London, I'm done trading. I can take 2 trades in London and 2 trades in New York with a maximum loss of 0.5%. I can never take 2 losses in any session. Never. Because if I take 1 loss, I'm done with that session, and I should walk away. I should start to look at how I could have anticipated the move in the opposite direction, why it moved in the opposite direction, write that down, and then understand why I made that mistake. And once I do that, once I fix and I can see why, like, for instance, when I was looking at the at the bullish buys this morning and looking for buys, when I look back before I left gym and I asked myself, okay, explain to yourself objectively how you would have taken this trade if you could see that it's bearish. And I actually looked at it and I told myself, I'll take you guys to the charts now in a minute. This is actually a key level in a downtrend. Price was clearly moving downward with momentum on the 4H. We just had a slight bit of a pullback and then we continued that down movement in London. So Asia was down, slight pullback after Asian Open into pre-London, and then pre-London and London down, like, you know what I mean. So even New York down. I'll show you guys that trade and the signal that I sent. I'll place it where I mentioned it in the next section with the charts. So what I'm saying is simply, like, we need to place these things, we need to place rules to keep us from doing bad shit, right? From doing shit that's gonna kind of be destructive to our trading. But at the same time, when you do set those rules, you need to be able to account for the emotional aspect of it. Like the 2 trades per day, it's difficult in the sense that when you make something taboo, human nature is gonna want you to do like more of it. Similarly, what I found when I'm dieting, like right now, when I make something taboo, like I like sweet things, like I like cookies and biscuits and shit like that. So when I make it taboo in saying you can't eat it, I usually eat it, and when I do eat it, like I go ham on it, you know what I mean? So what I do now is I simply just allow myself to have decreased amounts of it, but I don't take it out completely. It's not taboo, so that means that I can have those things, but it's not as much as I would used to have it, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna treat trading the way I would treat like every other thing in my life, where it's like, this thing's wrong but I like it, or it's not wrong, it's unhealthy but I like it. So I don't want to be going too far with this thing, so I'm gonna be just setting limitations on it and not make it taboo, in the sense that, because human nature, once something is taboo, human nature wants to do it, and I don't understand why. Now that's where the self-discipline aspect comes in. But like, yeah, I don't wanna be putting myself or even my mind in a situation where I have to make that type of decisions, and now I'm going against rules because it's strict rules, and it's, you know what I mean. So my risk is gonna stay the same for the day. If I catch a break even in London, then I can take another trade, maximum 2 trades for London. And I think that is like, it's so lenient, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's very, very lenient. So it's maximum 2 trades for London, maximum 2 trades for New York. Very, very lenient, which is 4 trades a day. If I catch 2 break evens in London, then I'm done. If I catch 2 losses, I'll never catch 2 losses in a session. So yeah, guys, that's the updated version of my trading plan for amount of trades, and then so risk management basically stays the same. We're still going 0.5, adjusting stops to 0.25. okay, so we can never, 0.25 basically is our risk per trade, and then 0.5% for the day. I'm looking at gaining at least 4 to 5%, hopefully 3 to 5% for this week. And if we can smash that out to the park, that means next week we can start trading at 1%. And the faster we can get to 1%, that means we can actually achieve this goal of passing the challenge. However, as I mentioned in the chart video that we're going to go on to now, if I end this week in negative, which I don't think I am, then that means what I'm going to be looking at doing next week is simply just getting my account into positive and not trading, and requesting a kind of like reset, because it's a free reset. So yeah, guys, you guys know that the goal for this month was just to be in profit, and then it's just for my psychology. This first challenge was just for my psychology to kind of see how I'm gonna react to everything, and then just end in profit. And then the next time I do it was to be able to go after it like strongly, know my approach, know everything. But now everything's coming together, so I can go after it now in the next 2 weeks until the 29th, when this challenge does end. So yeah, guys, let me not ramble on. We need 2 more subscribers to get to 50, guys. So Yeah, and do you guys know that more than 50% of you guys watching this video right now is actually not subscribed? So yeah guys, let's get me to 50, and then after that we can reach for 100. Let's get into the charts, guys.
So let's get into the charts, guys. As you guys can see, we have GJ in front of us. As I mentioned, it looked beautiful at like obviously the beginning of the morning looked beautiful to me. What I was seeing was really quite simple. So you can see that price pushed up obviously, and it pushed up from a 4H key level right here, right? So the previous 4H ended bullish. So I'm anticipating that's the main reason why I was looking uh for bullish movement. However, what you can see is that the trend is clearly down, and I only realized this afterwards. The trend is clearly down. We're in a key level that we created right here, coming back to the key level, broke out. So what I'm doing is, besides the breakout, what I saw was obviously GU at this point was pushing down, right? So GU had, you see all of these candles right here that is pushing down. GU had more candles pushing down. So I know usually one pair will lead the way and then one pair will kind of follow afterwards. So my thought process was, okay, GJ is probably going to go down since GU is going down. But I knew that we needed to clear this key level right here. And we had a breakout. We then broke back in. So what I'm thinking, this is now clearly a fake out. Faking people out ahead of pre-London, meaning that when we get the break of this key level, we most probably going to start moving higher. So when we got the breakout of this key level, you can see I waited for a wick to form on the 15-minute. I was actually quite hacked at this entry because I should have waited for price to first give me a bit of a pullback, so a couple of candles, and then set the sell or the buy stop, sorry, and then find price to continue moving higher. However, this is what I did. I followed my rules in the sense where we got to break above the key level. So this being the key level, break above the key level, wait for the wick, and then have your buy stops above the high of that candle, and then expect the continuation. Okay. Bear in mind that this was not the 30-minute close. Remember, I did mention that when the 15-minute and the 30-minute close together, is more likely that if you get a good close with those two corresponding together or correlating together, you're probably going to have a higher chance of winning, okay? So now we go on to the results. As you guys can see right here, price pulled back. And at this point, it's 2-9, so right before London open, and I'm thinking, bloody hell, mate, you didn't wait for this two candles to pull back here. So I'm thinking in my mind, I'm just thinking, I didn't wait for these two bearish candles, and when price flips, price is gonna go higher. So what did I do? I didn't follow my rules again, and this got me quite hacked. I was actually swearing in front of the laptop, which I never do, but I was swearing and I was saying like, fuck, man, cheapers Barcelona when so what this took me out, right? And then this is what I did, guys. Let me show you what I did. This is what I did. I went in again. This is unlike me. Like, and the whole weekend what I was working on was mindfulness, just being mindful in situations where you want to act out of instinct, you know what I mean? So I was reading a book on mindfulness, like mindfulness for beginners, and like even when I was meditating this morning, I was telling myself, you're not going to do anything out of your nature or anything out of your trading plan. And my trading plan clearly says that when you take a trade, you need to at least wait 5 to 10 minutes for the next trade. And what I'm going to be doing now is, as I mentioned, guys, I'm going to be shifting my in terms of this 2 trade rule. I'm going to increase it to 4, as I mentioned last week and earlier in the video. But what I am going to be doing is, if I take a loss in London, I'm not going to trade again. If I take one loss, I won't be taking a second trade. Doesn't matter if there's a setup or not. I won't be taking a second trade. I'm just going to be waiting for the New York, for pre-New York and New York, okay? So let me show you what happened next. Obviously, price just went down and I was so hacked. The reason why I was hacked, because I knew that there's gonna be like the way the market's set up today. I knew there was gonna be a ton of volatility, and I knew that there was gonna be movement. This ended up being a fake out. So this right here ended up being a fake out, and price just tumbled down, right? And price followed GU in that instance. GU was leading the way, and then GJ followed. And then when I got back from gym, I saw this, and I kid you not, I sent a signal for this in one of the other groups. Now I don't really do signals, but I sent a signal. I'm gonna add a just a picture of the signal right here somewhere on the screen, but I'll add the picture, and this would have been a good decent 4R, or even if I had a safer stop loss and put it above here, it would have been, I could have gone for 1 to 3, or even 1 to 2.5, like a 2.5 R. It doesn't even matter about the R, it just matters about being able to trade. And that's why I'm changing in terms of like the rule of the amount of trades. If I catch a loss in London, I'm not going to be trading until New York. I won't be taking a second trade. Doesn't matter if that next entry that shows up is the best, because clearly this has happened multiple times for the past 2-3 weeks. It has happened multiple times where I take shit trades in London, or my thought process was wrong, or what I've seen on the market was like contradictory to what the market was doing, and I entered twice, and that's the fault. I shouldn't have entered twice. I overtraded on this pair, and then that's why I'm not being able to let the probabilities play out. So now let's look at funding talent. You can see we're active. So we lost 2 trades today, guys. That profit of Friday is gone now. It's gone. It's completely gone. So yeah, I fucked up. I fucked up for real. Now my win rate is even less than 30%, which is clearly it's bullshit. This is complete bullshit. But we'll see how the week plays out, guys. I'm up by $30, so I'm still in profit. Hopefully I can reach my goal for this week is to reach like 4-5%, just because I'm comfortable now. I know what I'm doing, so I should be able to reach even 3 to 4%, so that next week I can go in and I can start trading 1% per trade risk. So that's the plan. And if I end in negative this week, then my goal for next week would be just to get the account into profit, and then get the retry. Okay, so that's the basics of the account, guys. Like yeah, we're in a bit of negative, or we had a negative day today, but you can see we're still 0.1% up in profit. I'm quite hacked about not being able to take this trade. So just my thought process on this trade was coming back from gym. Obviously I don't see the 4H closing, right? So this 4H closed already, but this is what I see when I come back from gym, guys. This is what I'm looking at when I come back from gym. I see this 4H clearly. You can see it's bearish. So what do you think more likely than not what's the next candle going to be? It's probably going to be bearish. If we're going to push up, create a wick, you can then expect once price start creating a key level here and rejecting the key level to then continue down. And that was the nature of the trade. Like just coming back from gym, seeing price pushed up, and then we got this 30-minute candle that took out these lows, creating this level. And then so if you go to the 15-minute, what you can see here is that this key level on the 15-minute, we held the key level. Okay, so my thought process was at first to take the trade on this. This was where my stop was when I sent the signal. It was a 12 pip stop, and that's why it was a 1 to 4. So this was a 12 pip stop, just because of this candle being created. But I didn't move it because this move up happened, and then we broke down on the 1 minute, and I can prove that to you guys here. So what you guys can see here is that this move happened first, and then we came down, and we never went to my SL. Now the safer SL would have obviously been above these highs here, probably 17.5 or 17 pips, and then you just take it down to the round number 150. 150. So, and this is a so key level to the left hand side, but you have to go way back on the daily. So yeah, that was the trade that I would have taken if I had the opportunity to take it, but I didn't have the opportunity because of my stupidity. So I'm looking forward to correcting that going into the rest of the week. It's only Monday. We can make this a very good profitable week. If the rest of the week goes like this, then it's gonna be a good week, guys. It's gonna be a very, very good week. I hope that other traders had a brilliant day because there was a ton of volatility in the market. I mean, GU and GJ really, really moved this morning. Look at this. Like this morning, this move right here is crazy. I was looking at GJ and I was saying like after after this candle, I was saying clearly we can't continue down in this 4H. This is already 40 pips. This 130-minute or 15-minute candle is like 35 to 40 pips. Oh, 46 pips. That's crazy. So I'm saying, okay, no, there's no way this candle can still continue down. Let's get a pullback first and then retest that. And then it still continued. But then at this point, I just didn't look at the charts and I went to gym, came back from gym and I saw this happening and then sent a signal to a different group just because I was testing whether it's going to work or not. You know what I mean? So yeah, guys, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification. We're 2 away from 50, guys. So let's go. Get it up to 50, and I swear I won't nag on your head until we hit like 98 or something, or 95 subscribers to get to 100. So let's get to the first goal. And then also let me know what you guys want besides these videos. What do you want specifically in terms of content for trading? What do you want to learn about? Do you want trend lines? Do you want price action? What do you want? Do you want my okay, I'm not going to share my strategy, but I can share different strategies that actually work, that just needs backtesting and data for yourself. And yeah, so from your boy Marcelino, peace out. Have a brilliant day. Have a wonderful evening. Peace out, man.